All right, girls. So I am going to introduce you to a weather tool that lots of people who like to learn and teach about the weather, they use these tools all the time. These people are called meteorologists. Those are people who study the weather and do their best to tell us regular people what the forecast will be, right? The forecast is kind of like a guess, a prediction based on what they're seeing in the air, how hot it is, how cold it is, how fast the air is moving, and all of that stuff can give us some pretty good indications of what the weather's going to be like in the next coming days. So, a tool that a lot of meteorologists and even just regular people like me and like your parents or your grandparents is called a thermometer. That's a big word. I'm sure you've heard it before. We use thermometers to check our own body temperatures. All right? But we also use thermometers to check the air temperature in the environment around us. Okay? Sometimes people have thermometers outside of their homes. There's thermometers in people's cars. We see thermometers on signs when we go into cities and towns like Holton. I believe there's a couple of thermometers at one of the banks down in Holton. So it's nice to always know what the temperature outside is. And yes, we also need to be able to check the temperature of our body, and we use the same type of tool. So this is a thermometer. And I'm going to get a little close to see if you can see. Do you see this red bulb down here? All right, this red bulb is filled with a liquid. Um, many years ago, this liquid would have been called mercury because mercury expands and shrinks according to the temperature. Temperature is um, temperature is how does the air feel? Okay, is it warm? Is it hot? Is it cold? Okay, that's temperature. So, but then I found out that mercury is actually pretty dangerous stuff and really shouldn't be handled by people too much. So now they don't use mercury so much anymore, and this is just like an ethanol alcohol. If you ever have had a scrape before, you might have had to put alcohol on it and it would sting a little bit. Alcohol is also the stuff that you find in the hand sanitizers that we use. It's that makes your skin feel cold. That's alcohol. And they found that alcohol mixed with this red coloring will also expand and shrink according to what the temperature of the room or the outside environment is. So and it's a much safer way. So if, I think you can see that red line right there. So as that red line goes up and down according to the temperature, you can see that in my house, this is a 60 right here because in America, we go by F Fahrenheit. I know these are a lot of big words for you, but it's still good for you to hear them. When somebody say, "Oh, what's the temperature?" In America, we use what's called Fahrenheit. Go ahead and say that. Fahrenheit. Okay? And so in America, we would say, "Oh, in Mrs. Lewis's bedroom right now, it is not 40, not 50, not 60, but it's about 70 degrees." And I know the 70 is not there. It skips by tens, okay? So it's not showing every single number. But right now it is about 70 degrees in my room where I am at home giving you this video demonstration. So this is a real thermometer. I'm going to show you another thermometer because I want you to get a really good idea about how a thermometer actually works, okay? This is a really big, I should probably come back a little bit. This is a really big thermometer. And I know I'm on the right side because there's an F down there that stands for Fahrenheit, okay? And this red ribbon right here is going to represent the red alcohol substance that's inside a real thermometer. And right now, I have this thermometer set at 0 degrees. Now, let me tell you right now, 0 degrees is cold, very cold. Okay? That's snow, that's ice, that's everything is frozen solid outside if it is 0 degrees. Here in Maine, we have gotten even less than 0 degrees. You see the red ribbon going down? This is like so cold that cars don't want to start. You know, this is like freezing, freezing cold that the people on the TV tell us we should stay inside and don't let your skin get exposed to the air. So cold, I mean, you can get frostbite. And we've even been this cold before where we live. I mean, cold. This is so cold that people have taken boiling hot water and thrown it into the freezing cold air, and the air turns it into a cloud instantly. I'll have to find that video to show you. Boiling hot water gets turned into a cloud at negative 20 degrees, okay? So we don't like the cold. So we're going to make this thermometer go back up to 0. All right, when it's 0 degrees out, we can be outside in our snowsuits and hats and mittens and boots and stuff for a little while and still be relatively comfortable, okay? And then it gets a little warmer. Now we're at 10 degrees. 10 degrees is cold. You still want to have your ski pants, boots, jackets, all that stuff on at 10 degrees. Absolutely. It's cold, it's snowing, it's blustery. All right. So I'm gonna keep going up with my thermometer here, and we're gonna watch the temperature rise. So every time this red ribbon goes up, that means that the temperature outside is getting warmer. Right now we're at 30 degrees. See the 30? We're at 30 degrees. 30 degrees is a pretty nice winter day. You still want your jacket and your ski pants and stuff on, but you can stay outside all day wearing the proper gear in 30-degree weather. I mean, have fun playing, never get cold as long as you have on your gear and your snowsuits. Right here, I'm just going to move it up a smidgen more. Right here, I think we're at like 32. That's when water freezes. Right there, 32 degrees. That's when any rain that wants to fall from the sky, that's when it's going to turn into snow. So it's pretty warm, actually. And you'll have snow. Water will freeze at 32 degrees. Okay? So this dark, dark line right here, that's the 30. And my thermometer is going up 1, 2 lines for 32. All right? That's cold. But it's a comfortable cold. As long as you're dressed appropriately, you can be outside. So let's keep going because we're still in the winter temperatures. I want to see what this does as we keep going higher. So now we're in 40 degrees. Now at 40 degrees, being outside and all that gear could be a little hot if you're working a lot. So this is the temperature when we're like, ugh, I could be out here in my ski pants and a heavy sweatshirt running around playing and not really need that jacket on, okay? So we're getting a little warmer, right? We're getting a little warmer, and this is also when the snow starts to melt. Because remember, it freezes at 32, but up here at 40 degrees, it's getting warmer. This is where, the snow's melting, everything's dripping off the roofs, all the snow that was in the parking lot is now a big puddle, okay? And then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep getting warmer. Warmer. This is like the temperature that we're at right now outside. Like today, it was about 50 something degrees. I think today was 50, like 3 degrees, I think it said. So this is what it was like today. No snow, right? It's not cold enough to snow, but it's not warm enough to be outside without the proper clothing on, right? So definitely a jacket. Don't need ski pants in 50-degree weather. Absolutely not. But you need jacket, jeans, sweatshirt, stuff like that. All right? Maybe even a pair of gloves if your hands get cold. Okay? 60 degrees. That's the temperature of some people's houses. Like, I know people that keep their houses 60 degrees. You definitely want a sweatshirt on and some socks. But it's not bad. It's pretty warm. Okay? 60 degrees isn't bad. All right? We're going to keep going. So we're like in springtime weather now. Okay? Everything's warming up. This is definitely all the snow melted weather. All right? Let's keep going. 70 degrees. That's the temperature of my room. Ooh, actually, my room got a little colder since I put that thermometer down. Look at that. My room is a little bit colder than 70 now. Okay? I'm just wearing the same sweater I wore to school today. All right? And I'm just sitting here with my dog. I'm comfortable. My hands are a little cold, but it's not bad. All right? Then if you keep going, let's see. Oh, we're going to go up higher, higher, higher. Guess what? Now we're at 80 degrees. You know what's nice about 80 degrees? I go swimming outside in 80-degree weather, and I bet you do too. You can be outside in shorts and in t-shirts and flip-flops. It's perfect weather. You can swim, you can play. It's just glorious. We love 80 degrees. Not too hot, but definitely warm enough to have a lot of fun. Okay? But then think back a few months to where we had this summer. This summer, this is where our temperature was for a long time. And then it even got hotter than that this summer. Hot. Too hot to be outside. Nothing that you wear outside would make you feel comfortable. Just miserable, hot. Even swimming wasn't all that great because as soon as you get out, you dry off and you're hot again because even the water outside was kind of warm. All right, that's hot. But we got even hotter this year, this summertime. We even got to 100 degrees one day. Now check out this thermometer. There was a few times this summer, just this past summer, a little bit before when school started, 25 days ago, right? Not counting the weekends. We were at 100 degrees. Okay? Hot. But then summer goes away and fall comes, right? And then the temperature gets a little lower and a little lower and a little lower. And fall is where we are now. And the temperature gets a little lower and a little lower and a little lower. And when the temperature gets lower, the air feels cooler, right? And this is where we were today. And guess what, girls? Guess what? Pretty soon fall is going to turn into winter. We're still in fall for a little while longer, but then all of a sudden, one day, boom, we're going to hit that 32 mark. That's where things freeze. That's where we see that frost. We've already had some frost. Okay, we've already had the frost. All of our gardens died because of it. All right? So things freeze. So if we get enough rain and 32 degrees, guess what we're going to have soon? Snow. Okay? And then it's going to get colder. We're going to need those ski pants. We're going to need those boots. We're going to need those warm jackets because we're not going to be able to be outside without them because it's going to be so cold. Okay? And we won't be out in this temperature too much, but right around here we will be. And it's cold. Winter will be upon us soon. So boys and girls, or girls rather, because you're all just girls watching this, that is how temperature works. When the air is warm, the red goes up and it tells us. When the air is cold, it goes down and it tells us how cold. And it does this all the time. If you have a thermometer similar to this at home, you could play with temperature at home. All you have to do, take your thermometer, okay? I think sometimes you shake it or, just to kind of reset it. But you don't really have to do that. And maybe you could go find which room in your house is the coldest room in the house. Now, you're going to have to give the thermometer a little time to work. It takes a little while. So if you think your basement is the coldest place in your house, go take your thermometer, put it somewhere in your basement, go back upstairs, have a snack, have a drink, go to the bathroom, then go back downstairs and check it and see if it changed. Which room in your house do you think is the warmest room in your house? Go take your thermometer, find out which room is the warmest, but make sure you give the thermometer at least 10 minutes or so to adjust to the new environment that it's in. You know what's really cool is you can take a thermometer and then you can put it in ice water and watch the alcohol in the middle. Watch it go. Well, which way is it going to go? Down or up? If you have a thermometer and you put it in ice water, is the red line going to go down or up? Down, yes, because the colder it is, the farther down the temperature is going to go. Okay? So stick it in some ice water and watch the red line go down. And then stick it in some warm water and watch it go up. This is science. Check it out. Take it outside. If you have more than one thermometer, compare them. Okay? If you have more than one, say, okay, we're going to put this one over here. We're going to put this one over here. You got to have them kind of close to each other, but make sure they're both accurate. Right? See if they both tell you the same number. All right? I can't wait to hear what you discover about your house and about where you live, about temperature, using this awesome tool, the thermometer. All right, have fun. It's going to take a while, so you're not going to have too much else to do today because I really want you to do this, and then I want you to tell me about it on Seesaw. All right? All right, sorry this video was a little long, but I hope you learned something. All right, bye.